My name is Michael Wittig, and I overcame invasive melanoma. I'm a 44-year-old father of 4. I'm a personal trainer, certified through the ISSA, but I've always wanted to reach a lot of people, more than just one at a time. So I write books and ebook programs. I also do a lot of online training, and recently, this last year, I've got into writing for a handful of international fitness magazines. In addition to that, I'm an IPE Natural Men's Physique Pro, 5-time champion, Master World Champion. I got into fitness at a young age because I was just really skinny and didn't feel good about myself, and my dad bought me this little weight set and I started working out. As I got older, I found out I had a passion for it. I really love fitness, I love going to the gym, but more importantly, I love sharing my knowledge to help other people. Back in 2017, I competed at a show here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I lived, and finally earned my pro card in men's physique. It was a big accomplishment for me and something I worked at for several years. Now back then though, to get ready for these competitions, I had to do a lot of tanning. And around that same time, I noticed I had a little mole right here. I was never too worried about it because it was just a normal sized mole. But I had to tan a lot that year in 2017 because I won my pro card, went to win my first pro championship, and then went to the world championship. So there was a lot of sun tanning involved. In about 2018, I started to have concerns. I noticed the mole was getting a little bit bigger. So I went to my doctor just to have her check it out. And she wasn't worried about it. She said, oh, it's fine, it's not raised, it's not too big, let's not worry about it. Well, as the year went on, I noticed it maybe getting bigger, or at least I thought it did. So I went back for a second time, and again, she's like, oh, don't worry about that, it's fine. Well, 2019, I competed at a few more shows, won a couple more championships, and here in early 2020, I had a lot of concern. The mole had definitely gotten bigger. I already seen the doctor twice about it, so I went into a different doctor and didn't ask their opinion. I said, hey, can you just take this mole off? I want it removed. I want you to biopsy it. So he did that, and about maybe just a couple days later, a week max, I got a call and said, Michael, we need you to get to a dermatologist, a specialist immediately. Like I'm already called them, already made the call, and they're gonna call you within 24 hours or a day or two and get you in immediately. And I said, well, what's the situation? And they said, well, we biopsied that mole and it's invasive melanoma, which is the worst kind of skin cancer. So they had me scheduled for the surgery within days of getting the call, within a week for sure. They wanted me in immediately because it was that important. They didn't want it to spread or get any worse. So what they didn't know though, this was probably in February, March, and what they didn't know, I was planning to compete in June in St. Louis for another pro championship. So immediately all that was in jeopardy. So instead of getting depressed about it though and just getting down and out, I was already thinking of ways that I can train around this and keep my conditioning. The doctors didn't want me in the gym for 2 months, and I was like, I bet I can figure something out. So I went in and had the surgery, and the incision is here on my left pec, and it was a lot bigger than I originally thought it was gonna be. It's about 2.5 inches big. So I definitely had to be careful. I didn't want it to open up, but I did come up with a way of training to be able to keep my muscle, and then within about 6 weeks, go full on. And then that show, because of COVID, all the same time, then we had a worldwide pandemic popped up as well, gym closings. I figured out a way to work around all that. The show got moved from June to August 1st because of the pandemic, but I came in at my absolute best and won 2 natural pro championships that day. Now what I really like about these new watches is I had the option to get a personal engraving on the back plate, something that was real meaningful to me. So mine, I got a personal statement that's kind of been one of my life mottos, and it says, excuses are not excused. And that's not for other people, that's for me. So when I'm tired, when I'm busy, when I'm hungry, excuses are not excused, and I get it done. All of us have our own story. So get your own S-Force watch, get your own quote on the back to remind you of the things you've overcome. Check it out at sforcewatches.com.